Hi all, this is Dr. J coming to you live, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Good afternoon. The market had a so-so day with the Dow up a little bit, the NASDAQ and S&P down a little bit. The NASDAQ being the weakest of the three indices, off about 1%. The S&P was off about 0.4%, while the Dow eked out a 20-point gain, or about 0.1%. So not much to speak of in terms of broad indices, except the NASDAQ has been slumping, and that slump on the NASDAQ 100 has been led by the FAANG stocks. So we're going to take a look at the FAANG stocks and talk about their prospects going forward. Are they a buy at this point, or is there further weakness? Let's look at the charts and see what we can conclude, if anything. I'm sharing my screen. It takes about 3 seconds. Okay, let's look at, let's see, Apple first. There were 4 FAANG stocks down, 1 up. This is not the one that was up. This was down at the close to 226.87, off 1.49%, off 1.49 or 0.65%. Okay. And at this point, Apple is at the bottom of its channel, which ordinarily means buy. Anytime you see Apple at the bottom of its channel, buy. So if anything, if I had to take an action, buy, sell, or hold, I would take a chance right here on a quick rebound, although there's certainly room for it to come back down with finding support at its 50-day moving average. If it does that, it could sell off another 20 points. It's not impossible. So I will say, talking out of both sides of my mouth, which all prognosticators should do, is either buy it at the bottom of the channel, where pretty much where it is now, and look for a move to the top of the channel if you're a swing trader. Or if you want to feel, if you're feeling short, put in a stop probably at the top of today's candle, which would be let's say stop at 228 maybe, and go for glory if you want. Go for 208, something like that. So I always like to get odds on my swing trades. So the odds I would take on if I went long, I'm not telling you what to do, mind you, but if you go long, let's say you go long at around 221, I would put in a stop loss probably at these lows right around here at about 214, let's say. And I would look to take profits when it hit the top of the channel. So if it zigzags in the channel, I would probably do a moving stop loss along the bottom of the channel. So if you do go long, my idea would be to take profits either at the top of the channel, probably at the top of the channel, and to put in a moving stop loss once it gets up a bit. Something along those lines. I would keep you advised as to what I would do if I were to go long. I'd probably at this point, I don't like Apple for a swing trade. It's just not clear to me which way it'll go. But it's playable in either direction, depending on your preferences. Okay, let's take a look at Amazon. the two A's had been hanging in there relatively well compared to the rest of the FAANGs. But today, Amazon got not killed, but it gave back almost 2%, 36 points to 1958. And let's take a look at the broader picture. Well, it does look like it's in a little bit of a downslide. I would put in a buy for Amazon anywhere around the low of the day that it hit today, which is, let's see what it is. The low of the day was 1935. I think Amazon and Apple are the two strengths of the FAANG. So if I were to be buying any FAANG stocks here for a swing trade, there would be Apple and there would be Amazon. Do your own due diligence and your own thinking on this, but I would look to get something towards the middle of the channel and put in a stop towards the top of the channel. Take profit towards the top of the channel. Towards the top of the channel. It's a tongue twister. Towards the top of the channel. And my stop loss, I'd go back a little, let's say, to this point here. That would be a low of 1855. So I would probably put in a stop loss about there. Okay, I'm short-term bullish on Apple and Amazon if I had to say, and the others probably not so. But let's take a look. What's next? FAA. So let's look at Facebook. Facebook I spoke about earlier in the day while it was collapsing. It was having a collapsing party. And this is the 1150 time candle. Let's update that. So it closed at 162.53, down almost 3% on the day, off of its lows. But still, you have 4 red candles in a row. This is a ominous looking three black crows pattern. It's well below its trend line. It was trending nicely. It's below the bottom of its channel. It's well below its 50-day moving average. There is absolutely very little that I like about Facebook. So if anything, I would be shorting it back down to its lows of 327, which is about 150. So I think you can make about 10% on the downside if you feel like risking it, a trade at this point. I'm probably not going to do that myself, but it's an interesting trade. It doesn't look like an appealing buy to me, that much I can say. Next is, let's look at Netflix. Netflix was the only FAANG that was up on the day. At the close, it was up $5 or 1.55%. Let's look at the broader picture. The broader picture shows a recovery from 820, where it bottomed at 310.93. Had a nice run to move into the next trading channel, only to back down and head back towards the trend line that I drew. So what did it do today? Today it actually has a tiny little red doji. It's slightly off its open. The close is slightly off the open. Let's see, it closed at 363. It opened at 366. So it gave back about 3 points. And the rest of the day, it was up, it was down, it was all over the place. And it's an inside day. So this day, I would say, means absolutely nothing. It's unclear that Netflix is ready to recover. It's unclear whether it's ready to continue going down. So I would say you have an unclear picture on Netflix going forward. I'm not in love with Netflix on the entire graph. It's a stock that has collapsed, just like Facebook. So it's below the 50, and the 50 was good support for Netflix. So if anything, I would be neutral on this stock to possibly a sell. I'm still not convinced that Netflix is going to recover right here. Google. Alphabet, I should say, was down 15 points or 1.27%. I think it recovered nicely off its lows. It did. It kind of resembles Facebook in that it's had 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row of red candles, and it fell below its really good support at the 50. It actually went below its long-term trend line, flirting with that long-term trend line. So Alphabet is a stock I really like long-term, but short-term, I don't know. It might be worth a gamble. Not sure about that. But if you wanted to play it, uh, I would look to put a stop loss, a tight stop loss, probably here at the low at about 1093. It's not that tight, and I would be looking to I don't know. I would be looking to take profits somewhere around 1200. That's no good. I don't like the setup for a swing trade on going long, and I'm not keen about going short. So I would pass on any trade on Google. If you have long-term vision, which some of you do, I think it will make it new all-time highs, which came on 727. The high was 1273. I do think eventually it takes that out and will give you even more. So if you want to take a flyer long term on adding to your Google position, you could do that here. So this has been Dr. J. Did I skip any? FAANG. I don't think I did. Lukewarm in his opinion on the FAANG stocks, liking Apple and Amazon the best, kind of liking Google a little bit, sour on Facebook and Netflix. So that's about it on my feelings on the FAANG. Again, I'm kind of bullish on Amazon and Apple, and kind of bearish on Netflix and Facebook. As far as the broader market, I think we're in for some further weakness, but it's unclear how long the weakness will last. I don't think we're going to just go straight down from here. I don't think we're going to get a 20% off the top. In fact, I think the opposite. I think the Dow will make new highs before the end of the year. It will top its January highs. I think it'll bring the IBB along with it. So I think we're in for a very good October, November, December. I'm not sure about this month, but October, November, December, I have a feeling will be very good. I know the elections coming up could have a dampening effect, but I don't think it'll hold them back too much. So look for the broader indices to all start rallying. And I think it'll last through the beginning of next year. I think we get a bang, bang rally, fireworks display, Macy's fireworks. I think eventually that will start to peter out, filter out the excitement. The penny stocks will run some more and then stop. And at some point, we will get that correction more than a correction. The bull will end and the bear will begin. But I think we have a ways to go. I don't think it's just going to be, we already made the tops and we're now heading down and it'll stay down for 3 years. I don't think that's likely. Okay, so I want the bells to ring. I want fireworks before I feel like the bull market is over. I do know that it's a tired bull and a long bull, but I think we have a little bit more to stampede before it's all over. And that means your favorite stocks, the FAANG, will all turn around at some point, just showing some weakness now. I think that weakness will continue, especially in Facebook, Netflix, and maybe Google might show some weakness. I think Apple and Amazon will be winners, even possibly even in the short term. This has been Dr. J, broadcasting live from Eastern Long Island. Please like us. Please subscribe to this network, to this station, whatever you want to call it. See you all tomorrow. I think I got the FAANG of it. Take care. Ciao.